I'm going to show you right now a plan that you could implement to make $250,000 a year, over $250,000 a year, with only you and a team of 5. You and a team of 5, and no one having to be extraordinary at business. All right. You and a team of 5, someone without any experience could do this, but it doesn't take licensing. It doesn't take pedigree. It doesn't take college education. It doesn't take a nice suit. It doesn't take an exotic vehicle. It doesn't take fake it till you make it. It doesn't take a Rolex watch. It doesn't take pretending to be something you're not. It doesn't take any of that. What it takes is one thing: a belief in our funding and a desire to help businesses. That's it. That's the only thing it requires. This plan. You're here. But if you believe in our funding, which I believe you do or you wouldn't be here, and you have a heart for helping businesses, which I believe you have or you wouldn't be here, then it's okay to make $250,000. I'm going to show you how you can do that with just you and a team of 5. If you don't want to recruit anyone, you never have to. You would just have to get a lot more clients. You can do that math yourself. You know what you earn on your fundings. Do the math on how many clients you have to get personally to make $250,000. But this overview today, this little podcast, we're calling these podcasts now, is you and a team of 5 to make $250,000. I'm going to show you how easy this is. You and personally enroll 5 people. How simple it is. Nothing's easy to make $250,000, right? But if you can make $250,000 a year, not counting any second level team, third level team, fourth level, all that, that's all extra credit. Then you could have a plan. All I do, I can make $250,000 this year. Yes. Yes. That's how good this is. So let me unblur my screen so we can go to the whiteboard. All right. What we've got here, this is still up there from the other day. So let me just pop this off here real quick. These are your fast path to full-time income, the 3 ways. The 4th way is, of course, having a big team. But we're going to talk about just you and 5. How do you make $250,000 with just you and 5? Number one, you need to know is this. When you take away all of our high-risk funding and our giggle funding, all the lower $7, $10, $15, $25,000 fundings, when you take those all away, which is a large percentage of what we do, our average Bank 3Z funding is $85,000. $85,000. So number one thing is $85K is the average funding we're talking about here. Now, how do you get that? When you're talking to clients with $20,000 monthly revenue, not leading with, hey, you could be doing 3. You get to do that. But if you want to make this $250,000 plan, you do what we did in our first year of business, which was the only option we had was you got to be doing 20,000. The only option we had was 650 plus FICO score. The only option we had was 2 years of business. You know how many millions of businesses there are 2 years old? So if you're leading with, oh, you only got to be doing 3,000, you can have a 500 FICO and you can be in business 4 months only. If you lead with that, you can help clients like that. You just won't average $85,000. So what I'm talking about is a plan for you to make $250,000 by targeting this requirement, $20,000 a month in revenue, which every brick and mortar is doing that or they close. So we're not talking about, oh my God, no one's doing 20K. No. No one's staying in business at just 20K. That's the reality if they have a building. You got to be doing $70,000, $80,000 if you got brick and mortar just to pay the rent and pay payroll and keep the lights on. So because of cost of that capital, you can't do $80,000 without buying the product, which probably costs you 30, right? Rent's another 5 and payroll's another 15. Also, you got $6,000 left and you're struggling. So $20,000 a month is low. 650 FICO score is not crazy good. That's average. 500 is you couldn't get approved for a car at a used car lot, right? With high, crazy prices. So when we say you go down to 500, that's real low. So we're talking about now going like this. Have you ever done this? If it's on a bobber, you're probably catching, unless you got suckers on the hook or something swimming around, you're probably catching bluegill, $300 or $3,000 a month. FICO score 500, be in business 4 months only. Yeah, you'll catch a few nibbles. You'll get a few declines. You'll get a lot more declines there. But if you want to make $250,000, simply focus on this 85K. What happens if you do that? So the plan is this. Have a team of 5. Get 1 client a month yourself and have your team of 5 all do the exact same thing. One client, that's it. Not one a week, not one every 2 months, one per month. If you lead with this, you're going to get a lot of businesses that are at the 50, 70, 150,000. Your language is going to change. You're a professional funding partner. You are professionally going to support them. You get this and they do the same. You make $250,000 a year. This plan right here, you make $250,000 a year if you just get one of these per month and your 5 people get one of these per month, you make $250,000 in personal bonuses and enroller bonuses and overrides. Right there, that's the minimum you make is $250,000. If you do one of these a month and 5 people who do the same. So now, how do you do one of those a month? By the way, if you do the math, let me just show you this real quick. Because you're doing one a month, you'd always be amped up. So you're making 8% of that, which is 64 plus for $6,600 per deal per month. So times 12, you're already at 72 plus 72, 79, 200, I believe it is. Okay, so that's part of your $250,000. But now all 5 of these are making that too. All 5 of these, you've been making the same income because they're getting one of those a month, right? And you're making 50% enroller bonus plus 30% DAC 4 override, which is 80% of their base commission. Base commission is 4% of this, which is $3,300. Actually, 4% is 32 plus 3,400. So 3,400 is their base commission. You get 80% of that on each one of them every month. So what's 80% of this? I'm not going to do the math right now. But when you add all that up every month, you have all that. Plus you get residuals because there's some residual revenue put in all of these. For 4 months, you'll get a residual. 4.5 months, you'll get a residual on every one of these. And it totals over $250,000. $250,000 if you do 185K and 5 people get 85K. Now, right now, some of you are saying that's not doable. You're right. You're absolutely right. Some of you are saying, well, maybe it's doable. You're right. Others are saying, I'm going to get this done. I will be determined enough to hit my goal of at least one of these fundings per month. Maybe you'll get 170,000 this month. You've already got 2 months worth. You've already done 2 months worth of the funding. If you get a $300,000 funding, man, you just did 5 months worth, 4 months worth, 3 months worth. You get a $600,000 funding, you've done almost a whole year's worth of volume. That's all there is to it. That's how simple this is. Do you need to build a team of 22,000 people all on auto ship for $100 to make $250,000? No. Do you need to have 1,500 people in your team all doing $100 in auto ship? No. Do you need 600 people all getting a new person to start at $500 every month? No. You need 5 who get it, see it, and do it. 5 who get it, see it, and do it. They believe. That's good money for people. That's fuel to help someone grow their business. That's something to help someone take their business to the next level, to grow a bunch of profit. You look at this right here and go, come on, man, I love business owners. I love our funding. I love coming alongside and helping. And I love the fact that I can give this gift to someone else. And what is this person? This is you. This is me. Here's David. What am I looking at? Wait a minute. If I get my one every month and I have a team of 5 who does the same, I make $250,000 while you're making $250,000. Yes. In fact, you'll make more because you'll get paid on those too. But we don't even need to get into that. I'm keeping it simple. You and a team of 5 with 85. You and a team with 5 with 85. First year, we averaged $85,000 per funding. That's why I'm using this number. And when you pull away all the high-risk fundings that we now approve, that we didn't approve then, in fact, in a couple months, we averaged $150,000 per funding. A lot of $250,000s, a lot of 150s, a lot of hundreds, and we're averaging up to $150,000. So I'm going low at 85. All it is you and your five going, yeah, we're going to swim where people are doing real revenue. We're going to swim where people are doing 50K a month, 70K a month. We're going to go into established restaurants and talk to them. We're going to go into established salons and talk to them. We're average nail salons doing $50,000 a month in revenue. We're not talking about, oh man, goodness, I got to go to that massive granite company, which will get you $150,000 funding. I'm concerned. They're doing so many millions. I feel like they don't need us. You're wrong. First of all, because inventory discounts, cash flow needs are, every company comes across that. You and five with 85. You and five with 85 average. You and five with an 85 average. This one only does 50,000, but this one does 150. Are you over the 85 average? No, you're 5,000 short. This one does 92,000. Boom, you're averaging 85. You and five with an 85 average. You and five with an 85 average every single month. But you're going to find a lot easier to build this way. A lot easier to build in this 650 FICO score or higher, 20,000 a month and higher, 2 years in business. You know, I know why. Our grade A providers approve that business. That means they approve quicker. There's very rarely is there a underwriting call at the end. There's sometimes online checkout immediate. So you're getting the best offers, the lowest pricing, and the highest approval amounts. The most commission for you. The best deal for your client. They get lower pricing than the people only doing $10,000 a month and in business 6 months. They pay a much higher. It's risky, right? So you and five with 85. You and five with 85. Say it to yourself. Me and five with 85. Me and five with 85. And I make $250,000 this year. Does your job offer you that right now? Does your current business offer you that right now? Where you and five can make you $250,000? So how do you make sure you don't stop at five? This is your personally enrolled team. And all of them, you're showing you and five to 85. And 17 of them are going for it. And this month, this one makes it, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And next month, this one doesn't, but this one does, and this one does, and this one doesn't, and this one does, and this one does, and this one does, and this one does. And you make more that month than the goal. So you don't stop at five because you don't know which five. But once you have five that are they're doing it just like you. You're humming. You got it down. You know how to talk to the people. You know how to ask for referrals. You're going to the Chamber of Commerce meetings. You're going in and being the funding pro. I'm the funding pro. I've got relationships with the best funding platform in the country, Bank Breezy, one stop, best pricing with us. One set of bank statements uploaded online. I will never see them. They get uploaded, our team takes over. My job is to be a bird dog and find the people out there like you, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Chamber of Commerce meeting, like you have a great business and you have ideas to make it more profitable. You just need someone to come alongside and give you that capital without taking your house as collateral, without taking ownership from you, but coming along and giving you money. And where you could take that $85,000 and yeah, maybe you got to pay back $110,000. But you can take that $85,000 and turn it into $400,000. You don't mind paying back $120 even, $130 even, right? You don't even mind paying the crazy $1.55 because you're turning into $400,000. So if you've got an idea, we want to come alongside. That's what we're in business to do, is drive your profit. That's what I'm here to talk about, how to drive all of your profits. I can help you out, one-stop best offer, no application fee. And you'll have an answer by tomorrow, whether or not, or how much you're approved for. Tomorrow, you'll have an answer. So that's my business. Now, if you do that over and over and over and over again, and that becomes your business, guess what will happen over time? Everyone will know you're the funding person. Your whole town will come to you. You and five to 85 and $250,000 to you. If you see this, then the plan should be, how many people are you going to recruit this week? Who are you going to recruit this week? Who are you going to bring into your lineup this week? How are you going to meet with them? How are you going to talk to them? How are you going to brainstorm how we're getting our individual funding this month? What are you going to do with them? What kind of goal setting are you going to have? What kind of get together? You're going to get together at Buffalo Wild Wings and sit at a high top and get yourself some iced tea and pull out your piece of paper and dream a little bit and talk about who we're going to talk to tomorrow and make some calls together, and you and them supporting each other. And they're building their team of 5, and the next thing you know, they're working on their team of 5, and you're trying to help them. You and them are working with these 5, just trying to help them. You don't have to do any of that, but you know it's going to naturally happen when you're making $250,000. What are they going to say? You can do it, I can do it. You can do it, I can do it. You can do it, I can do it. And guess what they're going to have? 5 people who go, dude, you're doing it, I can do it. And this creates momentum. So you and 5 to 85, or you and 5 with 85, equals $250,000 to you. Now, if you blow by it, you make a lot more. If you fall a little short, you make a little bit less. You and 5 with 85, $250,000 a year. That's it. So talk to everybody if they're in your vicinity. You say, well, I want to know where to focus. This is where you focus. Number 1, business owners you know. Number 2, business owners in your phone who you know of, you've done business with. Number 3, canvas as a customer in your local market, meaning if you're going in and shopping there, or you have gone in, you got your transmission done there 2 years ago, call them. Hey, you helped me with my transmission a couple of years. I just want to call and introduce myself. I'm in business funding. Yeah, we love to help. You drive your profit. So I just want to introduce myself, get you some information in case we can ever help you drive your profit. You got ideas and need funding. I want you to know we got your back. Can I send you some information? Maybe I'll stop in and even see you and give you some stuff. So warm market, people you know. 2nd, business owners in your phone. 3rd, canvas as a customer, the people you've worked with. Well, I think they're real big. Talk to them all. All of them need to know, because even if it's not them, they know business owners. Who do business owners hang around? Business owners. Who do they network with? Business owners. Who do they chum around with and have campfires with? Business owners. Talk to them all. I don't know if I want to. Then forget wanting $250,000 a year. This is big boy and big girl money, right? I want you all to have it. I'm just being transparently honest, but you got to have a courage level. You got to have a dedication level. I was talking to Hugh yesterday, our payment processing expert. He says, when I got in this business, someone told me for every 100 no's I get, I'm going to get 1 yes. So I got to go through 100 no's to get a yes. That's payment processing. And he goes, I didn't want to do that. I was a grown man. I didn't want to go do that and talk to 100 people and get 99 no's. And he said, but I was willing to. Fortunately, because I loved it so much and cared about it, it didn't take 100 no's, but I was willing to put in 100 no's. And he now has a residual income that makes more than most executives at General Motors and Ford and Chrysler and all these other places, and he doesn't have to go there every day. Because 21 years ago, he's willing to do with 100 no's, even though he was already a grown man in his 40s, right? I tell you, if you go in the order we said, warm market, people in your phones, canvassing as a customer, then your local market. If you have a local market, some of you go, I live in a rural area. Okay, your local market is someone you have an affinity with, like something you have a passion for, like you love shooting guns. Okay, then rifle ranges nationwide is your local market. All the rifle ranges and gun ranges nationwide is your local market because you love it and you want to help those business owners, wherever you're going to be excited to make that call. Dude, I don't believe in guns. Okay. So what do you believe in? I believe in paddleboard and kayak companies. Okay, great. Then call every adventure company in the country and say, man, you're bringing adventure to the world and I want to help fund your expansion. Whatever makes you excited, that's your local market. If you don't have a local market. So then your local physical market, pick an intersection, make sure every business owner on that brick and mortar intersection knows you. You want to know why? Because they're doing enough revenue and they're your local market. Why not help your local community? Your local bank may not be. Walk into your local bank and meet the manager and say, we're going to come across customers together. Some I can't help. They're going to want bank rates, bank terms, long terms. They're willing to put up collateral. They'll fit you. I want to refer them to you. And I'm asking you, give me the ones that you can't help. Rather than saying no, say not us, but there's a local funding person named Bill and Lisa and Tom and Timmy and Jessica and Jason and whatever the names are. They're all here to help you, and they refer. You give them business when you can't help them. If they want something other than you say, hey, the president at such and such local bank, and deal with the local community bank. Find the local credit union, the local community bank. Don't go to the Chase. Don't go to them. I mean, you can if you have to, but go to the local community bank and say, I want to help my community. I know you do too. That's why you're here. Let's take care of these business owners together. And you know what you're doing? You're building an alliance. And yeah, you go to Chase and tell them, I'm helping the community. That's why you're here. We're building an alliance. That's your market. And then, of course, Chambers of Commerce, of course, putting posts up on Facebook. But you know what does pull? Conversations. Live business owner conversations attracts real applications. Your passion, your courage, your willingness to help them, your desire to help them. Be on the Great Commission, which is what? Help the front line of capitalism get the funding they need to drive their profitability. Half the businesses in this country, depending upon which source you look at, one says 60% are breaking even and losing money, and the other one, Harvard, says only 50% are breaking even and losing money. But the bottom line is half or more are breaking even or losing money only. Small businesses, those are the people who are under a couple hundred employees. We're talking about big, that's a big business if you ask me. But small businesses, which make up the largest employer group of the world or of the country, half of them are breaking even to lose money. We need to help them. We need to come alongside and encourage them and give them help to get that profit going, to move that profit along. This isn't bad debt. This is good fuel. If they don't have a good idea to crank profit, then they don't take the money. If they have a good idea to crank profit, they take the money, they develop it into a lot more profit, and it's then free to pay this back. Because, you know, if I gave you a car and said, you can have this car, but you gotta, and by the way, Tesla does this with Hertz. They give Uber drivers cars in Florida. They give you the car. You got to pay monthly for it. You got to pay monthly. But you're using it to drive Uber, so you make a lot more than the monthly cost, and you don't mind because you now have a brand new car that gets great gas mileage, no gas, and you pay a monthly fee for it, and you go drive Uber. And you have no car expense except the payment to the car deal, the thrifty or whoever the Hertz, whatever the rental car is. That's good. It's not debt. Oh, they're in bad debt. They got to pay just call it $500 car payment. I don't know. No, that's not debt because they're driving Uber every day. That's working capital to make a profit bigger than the 500. It's the same thing because you can't drive Uber without a good car. So they fund that car. We're doing the same thing, but on a bigger level. We'll give someone $100,000 to buy that inventory discount and go build $1 million worth of product, and we gave them the $500,000. Or we'll give them $100,000 so they can expand that patio and bring in an extra $1 million next year. So it's the same thing Uber's doing with their Tesla program and Hertz or whoever the rent-a-car is. It's the same thing. They're giving them access to something to make more profit. We're giving them access to capital to make more profit. So come alongside. Let's be the first movers. Work your markets in the order we say. If 5 out of 10 business owners I know are breaking even or losing money, and most of them don't have available working capital, and the number one cited reason, 82% of the businesses that close said their number one reason they close is lack of working capital, and you've got that solution. Number one reason I stopped running my marathon is I was thirsty. Okay. Did you run by the tables with all the water on it? There were no tables with water. Why not? Well, because Billy's my neighbor and thought it was rude of him to offer me water. Because Tom is an engineer and didn't think because he's not a marathon runner, he didn't feel qualified to talk to us marathon runners about having water. So you quit running? Yeah, I was dying of thirst and no one came out to offer water. Why didn't they come out to offer water? They didn't feel qualified. They've never run a marathon. That's you not talking to business owners. Or not you, that's people not talking to business owners. So you've got favor. This company has favor. We're doing it with integrity. We're doing it with care. So you and 5 with 85, $250,000 a year.